The next triad we're going to go over is minor triad. And we can figure out our minor triad from our minor scale if we know it. We just take 1, 3, and 5 of the minor scale. So that's one way. But I'm going to show you mainly on this sheet how to alter the major to make it whatever quality you want, since you'll know your major scale better than your other scales. And I also think it's still just really good to be able to see the difference. What's the difference between the major and the minor? So if you remember the minor scale, we had lowered the 3rd, the 6th, and the 7th. And the reason why our minor triad only has a lowered 3rd is because those notes don't show up in our triad. So let's go build our minor triad. Just be careful when you see a flat in front of the number, it's going to tell you to lower that number by a half step. It does not mean that it's going to be a flat. It could be, but it won't always be a flat. And I'll give you an example with that in a moment. You can see in this case it actually is a flat. So we just talked about the fact that we have to lower our 3rd. So that's right here. Remember, when we're talking about these numbers 1, 3, 5, we're talking about scale numbers, not finger numbers, although it happens to be the same finger numbers too. Just don't get confused about that. So that's what our chord's going to look like. Again, we put our flat in front of the note we want to affect, and we put it after the letter to tell us that's E flat, not just E. And this is what it looks like on the keyboard. So we had our middle C here. Before we had C, E, G. Now we lowered our 3rd, and we ended up with C, E flat, G. And you can see that sounds kind of sad. So we took this triad from our D major scale. Remember that there was a sharp on the 3rd note and the 7th note. It only affects our 3rd in this chord. So there's D major. And in order to make it minor, we are now going to lower this F sharp. And when we lower it, it becomes a natural. So that's D minor. Although these chord shapes are movable, they don't stay the same quality. So don't assume that all white keys means major or that a black key here means minor.